You're listening to the Things of That Nature podcast. Coming to you from Denver, the Mile High City, is me, your host, Rakshana. I invite you to join me for truly honest, passionate, and fun talks that motivate, invigorate, and maybe inspire. When you're ready in the Mile High, the sky's the limit. Everything and anything goes. So let's start talking about things of that nature. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Things of That Nature podcast. I'm your host, Rakshana, and today our guest is going to be Amanda. There's so much happening in the world right now with COVID, and it's one of the first things that I can say since I've been alive that it is affecting everyone. No matter what age, no matter what you do for a living, this is affecting you. At first, I thought it didn't affect me at all because I didn't know anyone that was sick. But then it hit me that I have so many family members that are working the front lines. And Amanda is a college friend of mine who actually tested positive. So that is why we have Amanda here today to tell us how this experience has really affected her and how she's doing. How's her health doing? So, hi, so good to see you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking me.
Absolutely.
I put makeup on.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was like, all
Yeah,
right.
since I've been home, I have not, it's just the need. I haven't done my hair.
Yeah, it's been nice to do it though for the first time because it was a disaster.
And so in light with with everything happening, when I saw your post, I was like, oh my gosh, I know someone who's directly affected by this. Because before I was like, I don't know anyone. This doesn't seem so real because it's so far away.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down the other day and I was like, I have so many people in my family that are nurses. Like my sister's a nurse, my aunt's a nurse, my cousin's a nurse.
Oh, wow.
My dad's a dietary aid manager at a nursing home. So everyone in my family is practically nurses in the medical field and they're going to work. And I have a cousin who is an officer now. So it's like, holy crap, this is affecting me. Like there's so many people in my life that are at risk.
Are they in Colorado or are they in?
No, they're back in Connecticut.
Oh.
And I have a couple of aunts and cousins that are in New York. Right. And I'm like, holy hell, this entire time I was like, no, this isn't real for me yet. I don't know anyone. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, holy crap, it's my entire family that are at this point. And then when I saw your post, I was like, oh, wow. Like someone, yes, this is why we went to school together.
Yeah. How are they?
So from what I hear, for the most part, everyone's safe and haven't gotten sick.
Yeah, I work at a nursing home. I totally understand. Yeah. And
so did you get it from the nursing home?
I'm not allowed to say yes, but I'm pretty darn sure I did because I had gone on vacation and come home in March. And because I was away and I had gone on a cruise, nobody on the cruise had gotten, or there's no reports that anyone on the ship that I was on had it. But for safety and precaution, they asked me to do a 2-week quarantine, which I willingly did. I truly did not leave my house at all for 2 weeks because, I wanted to go back to work. I went back to work and I was only at work for 3 days. A lot of people are sick, but it's not official that it was COVID, but we're in New York and they started wearing those cloth scrubs on top of their scrubs. They had the shields, they had everything. And before you could even enter the building, you had your temperature taken. And then once it was clear that you did not have a temperature, you were given a mask. You had to sign in a mask, and then you were allowed to go on the floors. Sorry. I'm still getting used to talking. I couldn't talk for almost like a week.
Really?
Yeah. I could not catch my breath. So every once in a while, if I talk, you know me, I talk too much. I talk too fast. So, I'm getting used to talking like normal. And every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I didn't breathe. And I feel it. But anywho, so I was only there 3 days. And previously, before I went back to work, I actually do have autoimmune issues. And they're trying to figure out which autoimmune disease I have. So my rheumatologist had told me I really shouldn't go to work, that I have to be careful because I was super susceptible. And I thought, I'm 29. I know I'm susceptible. I was a dummy. And I'm like, I could still go to work, you know? I love my job. I'm a music specialist there. So I love them to death.
That's awesome. What does that even entail?
So because we went to school for theater and because I was a musical theater major, I qualify to be considered a music specialist. So I do one-to-ones where I make iPods for specific residents. So I'm in Jamaica, Queens. So there's a broad amount of different people there. Make Puerto Rican ones, Dominican ones, Haitian iPods, you know, or like a whole mix of what they truly enjoy. Because the power of music is incredible. I'm so grateful for the experience I've had, but I have watched a man not speak for 3.5 years, and he's from Bangladesh. And I dug and did a bunch of research on this man, and I found some singers that sparked, I guess, something in him, and he started to speak.
Oh my gosh, that just gave me chills. If you were here, you would see him.
Yeah, it is the most incredible experience I've ever had in my entire life, you know, but that's kind of like what I do. You know, I do one-to-ones, or the one thing I was doing, I was helping chorus. So we had a whole chorus class, and we would put on little performances.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And these people tell you stories, you know, that you're never going to experience without really interacting with an older woman or man, you know, anybody.
Right.
So I've learned so much, but unfortunately they have been hit very hard, and I've lost a lot of, I have attachment issues. Naturally, I'm an actress. I lost a lot of loved ones there. They really touched my heart. Yeah, but I was only there for 3 days. And then the Saturday, I worked that Friday. And then that Saturday, I started having really bad back pain and hip pain. And I'm used to that. With my issues, it feels like I have the flu every single day. So I'm like, oh, I have a flare up. This just really hurts more than normal. And I'm like, oh, this will pass. It's a flare up. The next day, so it's the third day, that night, all of a sudden, I felt like I had a fever. And I took my temperature, and I did. And I had such bad body aches. And then a light bulb went off. I'm like, oh, crap. I think I might have this. But again, I was like, I don't know. Now, for people I did see in the nursing home, they had fevers. They were shaking uncontrollably. And I thought, was this part of it? So then that night, I didn't sleep at all. I could not stop shaking. Like uncontrollable, between hot and cold, shaking. And it is so scary because you're like, what the hell is happening? And halfway through the night, I thought I was hallucinating because I could not stop shaking. And, you know, you're so tired. And so the next morning, I'm like, something's wrong because I was exhausted. I had no appetite. I still had a fever. My body aches were unbearable, and I looked sick. A few days passed, and I'm like, something's wrong. Like 100%, I might have this. It felt like the flu. I felt like I know I had a sore throat. I started having a little bit of chest pain, but nothing crazy because I had a cough by then, a little bit of a dry cough. And I thought, oh, my chest hurts because I can't stop coughing. So finally, it started on a Saturday. Then the following Saturday, don't even get me started on testing. I had to wait online for urgent care. Now I'm already sick. I had to wait online for urgent care from 3:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock they opened, 8 a.m. And we had to wait on this long line for hours. And thankfully, I made it in time. I was number 59.
Wow.
And they were only taking 100 people to test. That's it. And the line was enormous by the time it hit 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I made it perfect timing. So 8 o'clock they open, they give you like a piece of paper and you have to fill out all your symptoms and, when you started feeling it, did you have a fever? All the basics. And then you wait online. You finally get seen by basically a secretary, but it's a nurse writing down your information, your name, your phone number. Because then you have to go wait in your car for several hours until they can see you. Which I was like, oh my God, this is it's wild. I'm grateful I got tested.
Mm-hmm.
Just to know, for peace of mind and also for my job, But, sorry.
No, take your time and breathe, because that sounds so much like irritating. Like, how you're in the moment and you're like, I just want to know what's going on.
Basically, for what I'm used to, I'm like, I want to know if this is just my usual and it just maybe got worse, or if I have COVID. Like, what is it? So they do the test, and where I had gone, they did, it's like 15 minutes and then you have your results, which is incredible. Because when they first started testing, do you remember Jones Beach?
Yeah.
They set up a whole tent over there at one of the lots, and they were having people come down. But the you waiting in your car took forever, and you would call first before you could officially make an appointment, because they tell you what day and time to come, and then from there you get tested, and then you have to wait several days for the results, which is like, for some people, it really genuinely is life or death. Like, how bad is this? If I don't know I have it, will I react? Will I go to the hospital? Will I call the doctor? So thank God I got in. It took 15 minutes, and they give you a piece of paper and they tell you you're positive. So I went home, and I live with both my parents. Thank God, because I know I would not be able to be by myself during this time. Mm-hmm. I don't do well silent, alone, So I was worried, because a year ago, my mom had open heart surgery. And during that year, last year, both my parents had pneumonia. So I was petrified that I was going to get them sick. So I'm in my room right now. I quarantined myself to my room. And after I got tested, the next day, I felt fine. I was like, this is weird. I'm like, oh my God, okay, maybe I had it and it's done with. Great. That was Sunday. That Monday was considered my 10th day of having it. Because if I went all the way back to that first Saturday, the 10th day, I woke up. I had been on and off sleeping because I was like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. But it felt like, not like, I don't know how to fully explain it, but I guess if you're on a plane or something and like all of a sudden the air gets sucked out.
Uh-huh.
That's what it felt like. And I'm like trying to catch my breath, but I thought I was like losing my mind. I was like, what? I had blue on my lips. Oh. And apparently that means that you have lack of oxygen, which I had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought I hallucinated it, because it just, everything felt so unreal. It's like I'm 29 years old. I should be okay. I should be able to fight this, like whatever is happening. I thought I was just losing my mind. The next morning, I had woken up in sweat and I felt disgusting. And I was still shaking a little bit, but I just thought, well, I haven't been able to eat all week. Like, I had like little stuff, like little toast, little bit of soup, but nothing really. So I was like, maybe I just have low sugar or something. Like, it can't be anything else in my mind. I went in, go take a shower, and all of a sudden, it's as if somebody knocked the wind out of me, and I couldn't breathe. I passed out in the shower, and I finally was able to, wake up. And of course, I panicked because I'm like, I have no idea how long I've been laying here. And I had my phone